Hi there, I'm Kevin Devine and this is Devine Encounters, where I bump into stars and celebrities and have unplanned, unscripted chats with them here in the heart of London. So once again, we're joined by celebrities on the streets of Soho. James Whale, I'm delighted to meet you today. And have we caught you having a nice lunch today?
Very nice lunch, yes. Always nice to sit in Soho, watch the world go by.
Absolutely. We know you're on drive time just now. You're going to be dashing away to start your shift today.
Yeah. On LBC.
On LBC 97.3.
That's very good. You've been listening, eh?
So you have been listening.
Yeah.
So, caught you just before. What other projects have you got on just now? Because I notice something with us here. We've got a book.
My book?
Yes.
Just come out on ebooks, funnily enough. Now, everybody watching this will think you planned this, but you didn't.
No, we absolutely did not.
I just brought this copy for a friend of mine, so that's why it's on the table. I mean, there's no reason for it to be here other than that. So, projects, well, I'm doing a bit on This Morning.
Yeah.
A bit on Sky News. And open to offers. Always open to offers. I am never closed. Never closed.
Sounds good. You've always been known as one of the most a guy that's never short of giving his opinion.
Really?
You know? Has this come from growing up? Were you just always that way, or do you just see something and it gets your goat and you think, I've got to say something about that?
Well, I don't have any more opinions than you do, I wouldn't have thought. And so if something is going on, you have I like to talk about it. But unfortunately, some people are embarrassed to sort of put their head above the pulpit. I've never really been embarrassed about anything, to be honest, which is a shame, isn't it, really? I should be more embarrassed because, looking like this, sometimes you should be embarrassed, but I've never been embarrassed.
Tell us quickly about the highlights of your book then, because you've obviously had a great career in broadcasting and you've met lots of famous people, you've interviewed loads. Who have been the highlights of the people that you've admired, you've managed to get to?
Well, it's funny, my book is called Almost a Celebrity because when I was a kid, it's interesting, I started off, I wanted to be an actor, and I never wanted to be what I wanted to be was a jobbing actor, an actor who always managed to work because most actors are unemployed most of the time. And so what I ended up, because I ended up becoming a father at a very early age in my teens, and so I had to get a job, and so I was a disc jockey just round the corner from here for a while, and then I got onto the radio. And I don't think I'm particularly well known. I mean, I think people are. Some people. No. I'm not. I'm almost well known, but I have managed for nearly 40 years to stay employed. And I've never been kind of, the main flavour of the month, and then I've always just managed to be working on. And so getting back to your question, who've I met? Well, I interviewed Michael Jackson a couple of times.
Wow.
Okay. And he was interesting. Very, very sad. I felt he was a guy that you wanted to put your arm around his shoulder and say, it's all right, don't be frightened. He seemed frightened of everything the whole time. And
there seemed to be a vulnerability about
exactly.
You've obviously experienced because you met him face to face.
Yeah.
And it came across in the screens. But and obviously the way his life ended is a tragedy and it will go down as legend now. Any other people? Because you had your iconic television show.
I did, in the book.
Which was always late night, it was always right on the edge. We never knew, and as a viewer, I never knew what was going to happen next.
Well, nor did we, and that's because we used to make it up as we went along, so that was a good thing. Yeah, absolutely. We booked a few guests, but then we didn't know when I was going from one bit to another actually how I was going to react because we never rehearsed it. We never had time, we never had the money. We used to come on air and we used to think it's great if we could fall off air. Yeah. So if we got to the end of the show, network was saying, that's it, you're out of time. Look, James Cosmo. Cosmo!
James! This is turning into an unbelievable situation today. We're bumping into loads of friends. James.
Good to see you.
I think we'll just let this roll. James, how are you doing?
Very well.
We were literally talking about you 2 minutes ago.
No, you're kidding.
No, we're sitting there chatting to James. We're doing this new thing called Devine Encounters. We'll have to chat to you. How's Anne-Marie? How's your
Great,
missus?
terrific.
How's the kids?
Oh, two of them now.
Yeah.
I've got a 6-year-old and a 17.
Come and join, James.
You've got to go. Your voiceover at 2.
Bro.
You'll be all right. You've got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. 42. It's a quarter of.
Oh, that's fine.
This is turning classic, and the good thing about this is we do not edit this, right?
Oh, really?
This is a brand new project called Devine Encounters. It's for YouTube, James. We hang about the streets, we interview people. You know, we've seen James. We cannot believe he mentioned your name 2 minutes ago, and there you are.
Well,
So-
I told him we're going shooting on Sunday, aren't we?
We are, so I've heard,
Shooting
yeah.
on Sunday. We are exponents of the traditional art of archery.
Tell us about this, because when you say shooting, we're not talking film shooting here.
No. It's a real traditional bows and arrows and all that stuff, yeah.
And I have to say, while I'm here, James, that this is quite appropriate for you, because obviously we've known each other for a while now.
Long time.
This is more than a passion for you because it involves your work as well. Look at this.
Yeah.
A long time ago. Look how old I am.
Because your fighting background as an actor as well
Yeah, absolutely.
comes into play there.
Yeah.
So is this you keeping your practice up?
I just find it's really enjoyable, you know, shooting bows. It's a sort of zen sort of thing, you know. Once you get into the zone, I guess it's like golf or anything else like that, you know. It's wonderful. It's great fun.
And what are you up to just now? James, do not disappear, by the way. This is turning out great.
Finished a movie up in the north of England called January, and I'm shooting starting the new season of Game of Thrones in beginning of August. So that's going to be fun.
Now, everyone's talking about this series just now.
Yeah.
All the critics love it. You know, it's one
He's
of those
got the
things.
greatest job in the world because he gets to do what we all play at the weekend. So he gets to run around playing, you know, knights in armour, and we just get to pretend.
The only thing is that in this series there's lots of sex and violence, right? I get
do that
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
lots of violence. I get none of the sex. What's all that
Absolutely
about?
not.
What is that about?
Do you know what it is? I was going to say,
Work it out.
John Hannah, the other Scots actor, he's
Yeah.
doing the Roman series just
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and he seems to get lots of sex.
There you go.
So we're obviously not in the right game, James.
Absolutely
you know.
not.
So, but and we've caught you doing what? You're going on your way to do a
I'm
voiceover
just
today.
going to do a voiceover, and I'm doing two episodes of Silent Witness before I start. So I'm playing a serial killer in that. So
Typecast, if you ask me.
I was going to say, James, look at this man here, right?
do I look
And
like a serial killer?
exactly. But that was the thing, when you were starting out as an actor up in Scotland, they did sort of typecast you that way, didn't they,
Nothing
James?
but serial killers.
Do you know, the big problem in life today, if you want to be an actor, is you are what you look like, isn't
absolutely.
it? Unless you happen to be. I was watching a documentary on Michael Caine the other day, and he really has, hasn't he? I mean, he's gone from being the sort of the matinee screen idol, and he's gone now to playing really good character
Oh yeah, he's
parts.
made that transition.
Yeah.
Very few do though.
Very difficult because people who produce see you as a certain, even on the radio, whatever you do, on television, they see you in a certain way, and it's very few people who will actually let you get out of whatever you become successful at.
I'm just worried about when I start to lose my looks.
No, you
what's going
won't.
to happen?
Don't worry. They say the
Or
older
am
you
I a
get.
bit late in thinking that?
Not at all, James, not at all. Listen, we've caught you in your way to think.
I better go.
I will speak to you. It's been an absolute
Great
pleasure
to see you, Kev.
today.
All the very best. Love
Regards,
it.
Stanley.
Jim, I'll see you on Sunday.
Sunday.
God bless.
Okay,
Good to
good.
see you.
Right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
This is the beauty of this thing. This is completely unplanned. It is totally live on the streets of Soho. And isn't that a funny connection? We're talking about him before we started this
absolutely.
interview.
Because you know him.
Yeah, we do.
Your family knows
that
him.
was the funny,
Yeah.
the funny thing. We've
It's the
got
Scottish mafia.
I didn't want to mention that, but not at all.
They're everywhere.
It's actually a wee.
Have you
that's life
taken a
connection.
swing round and seen you're outside Ronnie Scott's? Have you an
have.
iconic jazz venue here in Soho?
Is this
What
another
else?
passion of yours?
Well, do you know my best friend at school, a guy called Dick Pearce, and I haven't seen Dick for about 15 years. We sat next to each other in school, and I lost contact with him for years and years and years. And he joined the army when I left school, and we went our separate ways. He was always a trumpet player.
Yeah.
And he joined the band of the Household Cavalry.
Right.
And then he became the flugelhorn player for Ronnie Scott. And I haven't, since Ronnie died, I haven't seen him. So, you know.
Maybe there's a wee message to get left here.
Yeah, well, if Dick Pearce is around, get in touch.
Do so. And finally, just before we let you go today, there's one thing I want to talk about because it was sort of publicised or whatever, but you're here today, you look great, you look very healthy. You're a real scare a wee while ago, didn't you?
Well,
And you've come through.
I didn't have I mean, it's all in the book.
Yeah.
On ebooks, I had, 11 years ago, I had cancer.
Yeah.
And I discovered I had kidney cancer. And kidney cancer is, it's quite an unusual, it's quite a rare cancer. I didn't even know you could get kidney cancer, but you can. And so that was it. I thought that was the end. I expected that I would live 6 months and that would be it. And I'm still here 11 years on. About 5 years ago, we started the James Whale Fund for Kidney Cancer. If you go on the internet, you can see all about it. And we're a charity to raise awareness and help people with kidney cancer. It's a rare cancer, but guess what? It kills more people every year than die on Britain's roads. So it's not, it's not that rare.
It's something we should be addressing there.
Yeah, and I'm very lucky. I shouldn't actually be here. I had a tumour the size of a football growing inside me.
Wow.
And as I said, not everybody who gets cancer dies.
But you look, as I say, you're still here enjoying the sunshine. You're out and about enjoying life more than anything else, and still working.
Well, exactly. And 60. I am 60.
No way.
I was 60 2 months ago. That's good, isn't it, really? And like most people, I would be pretending to be 50. I could probably get away with 45 with a bit of makeup, but I'm 60.
Nancy Dell'Olio, are you shaving a few years off? And
No.
No?
No,
So your age is in the book as well?
Yeah, age is in the book. Born in 1951, can't get away from it.
I think
Still having a drink. All the things you shouldn't do, I do.
We've got an honest celebrity here today. And finally, if we want to find out about you online, your radio shows at LBC.
LBC.
What about your own websites?
Do you know
Facebooks?
my website's down, but you can find out about me on Facebook or go to my charity website, which is jameswhalefund.org. And leave a message there, be good.
Will do. Pleasure to meet you today.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and
Thanks
enjoy
a
your
lot.
shift today. Thanks very much
Bye.
for that, James.